Kentucky Republican Congressman Andy Barr joins us now. Congressman Barr, always great to talk with you. What do you make of the Musk for Speaker top? Is it something that's actually in motion, or is it just a way to keep Speaker Johnson on his toes?
I don't think it's a real live issue. I think Speaker Johnson has a lot of support within the House Republican Conference, despite what happened yesterday with this bloated CR. Look, Elon Musk is a bright light. He is an innovative leader of our country, a business leader. He's really the Thomas Edison of our time. And, you know, the American people sent a loud and clear message in November in that election of Donald Trump. And I think this refreshing idea of a Department of Government Efficiency, it's long overdue. And to have an innovative, smart, brilliant, genius offer ideas and work with the Congress, I think is good. And I think it's already having a positive impact on the fiscal health of our nation. To have Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy call out the business as usual from yesterday and have the American people respond to that and kill a very bad bill, I think is very good. It's refreshing. And we need a new ethic of fiscal responsibility and government efficiency in Washington. I think DOGE brings that.
Congressman, earlier today, I spoke by phone with President-elect Trump. He talked about how much he wants to put an emphasis on pushing the debt ceiling out of discussion. He doesn't even think it's necessary, in fact, as a tool for fiscal matters. And he has now supported this idea of extending it for 2 years. What's the real mood inside the House GOP conference about the president-elect's focus on the debt ceiling, eliminating it or suspending it for 2 years?
Well, I think there's a diversity of opinion about that. I mean, my view personally has always been, don't do away with the debt limit. The debt limit is kind of a lousy negotiating tool, or threatening government shutdowns have never really worked. But it's like a speed bump, if you can think of it that way. It's not a good idea to remove the speed bump. It's good to always be reminded that we have to, in order to pay our bills, we're on an unsustainable trajectory. We have to raise that debt limit in order to avoid default, which obviously is very important. But to keep as many impediments in place on this overspending, this addiction to spending, we need more of those impediments, not less. And so what I think a lot of Republicans like to see when there is an increase in the debt limit is some structural reform. Look, right now we don't have the capacity to do that because Chuck Schumer and the Democrats not only oppose that, they're supporting this bloated CR with all kinds of unrelated spending. So what we need to do is get to reconciliation when we have unified Republican control of Washington and enact those structural reforms to save the country from bankruptcy.
Where are you, Congressman, at this hour in the evening on the possibility of extending the debt limit 2 years, avoiding a government shutdown, and having the spending arranged as Speaker Johnson has outlined?
Well, I think the mission tonight should be, and before the deadline, should be do what is required, which is a CR that funds the government, that keeps the government running, and that responds to the emergency, which is the disaster assistance and the assistance for the farmers, and nothing else. That's what the president-elect has endorsed. That's what I support. That's what the Speaker is now behind. And it appears that the Democrats are having a temper tantrum because they're not getting all of their unrelated extraneous spending, and they want to continue the reckless spending spree. And so they're going to take their toys and go home and vote against this.
Well,
so,
with respect,
we
Congressman,
may not have the votes.
Well, with respect, Congressman, yes, many Democrats are certainly publicly raising their grievances with Speaker Johnson and President-elect Trump's proposal. But Congressman McCormick from Georgia was just on America Decides tonight, and he says he's a hard no on the legislation. So Republicans aren't unified at this hour.
Yeah, that's true. And unity is our strength. Disunity is the enemy of the conservative cause. And while I certainly sympathize with my friend Rich McCormick and Chip Roy and some others in our conference, the reality is we don't have unified Republican control of government yet. That's next year. And that gets us the opportunity to enact real fiscal reforms through the reconciliation process. Until we get there, we don't have a path to do that because we don't have a Republican Senate, and we certainly don't have Donald Trump in the White House yet. So this is the best we can get right now, a skinny CR that does only what it should do and nothing more.
And finally, Congressman, quickly, Chip Roy, you mentioned the congressman from Texas. He's opposing this deal. President-elect Trump has threatened a primary against him for taking that position. Has Trump's missive against Congressman Roy, does that send a chill down your spine, or is that just politics and that's how it's played?
Well, look, I mean, there's a free country and everybody's entitled to their opinion. My view, though, is that yesterday signals that we need to, as a Republican Party, a Republican majority, and with an incoming administration, we need to work together. The way we are going to enact fiscal reforms, implement fiscal responsibility in this country, do the government efficiency that Elon and Vivek want to implement. If we're really going to change the culture in Washington, we've got to stick together as a team. We've got to be unified. Disunity is the enemy of the conservative cause. And so I would just encourage my colleagues not to make the perfect the enemy of the good. Let's come together and get the best we can under the circumstances, clear the decks for Donald Trump and the new Republican majority. That's when next year we can make the real transformational reforms to save the country.
Congressman Andy Barr of Kentucky, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.